exactly how much danger is this job putting me in?
Gotta get out of there.
How much time do I have?
I don't know.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars. I'm here today to bring you my review for Season 3, the full season of Reacher Season 3. Okay, we've just had the final episode, and I'm here to give you my thoughts on the third season. I really enjoy this show. I am a fan of the books. I have read some of the Reacher books, if not all of the books. Didn't hate the Tom Cruise films, even though I was aware that he wasn't really the likeness for Jack Reacher. And when the first season came out, it was such a revelation in regards to, you know, us being presented with a really believable portrayal of Reacher on our TV screens. So we've had season 1, season 2, both were excellent, both I've covered on the channel. This season it focused on the book Persuader. Essentially Reacher goes undercover in this season. He is kind of recruited by Susan Duffy's character, and he is sent undercover to a character played by Anthony Michael Hall, Zachary Beck. He's got his own like rug company, but it's not a rug company. They're importing weapons and all sorts of stuff. And she sends him undercover, and Reacher agrees to it for two reasons. The first reason is Susan Duffy's informant has kind of been kidnapped, whatever. She believes she's still alive, and she's desperate to get back because she doesn't want her to be responsible for her death. But also there is Reacher is really interested in getting in there. There's a character called Quinn who he recognizes from years previous as a character who killed somebody in the 110th. Somebody had a lot of respect for and pride in, and he basically slaughtered her. Reacher thought he'd killed him, but he's turned up alive, and he's not standing for that at all, Reacher. So he goes undercover. He ends up getting a job with Anthony Michael Hall's character Beck as like his bodyguard sort of thing. But it twists, turns. There's bigger fish to fry here, and there's also a huge character called Paulie who's twice the size of Reacher, who poses a real threat. So I mean, it's a really compelling story this time. I mean, they've all been good, but I think this one has been my favourite because it's the first time, honestly, I feel like I've seen fear in Reacher. There's a couple of times in this where you get the sense that because he's undercover and he's in the dragon's den, so to speak. You know, he gets the sense that he could be in a lot of danger if this goes sideways. And even though he pretends he doesn't feel fear in regards to Paulie, you know, this huge Danish giant guy who's all over social media at the minute, you can also sense as well that there is a sense of fear there for him, but he is absolutely determined to do what he needs to do, if you like, to take care of this Quinn, but also find this informant for Susan Duffy, played by Sonia Cassidy. I think the casting here again is excellent. We get obviously Neela coming back, played by Marie Sten, who we've seen in all the seasons so far, but she plays a bigger part coming to the end of the season. A big chunk of this really is kind of Reacher, not on his own, but kind of on his own undercover, and periodically kind of getting away so that he can kind of plan and strategize with Duffy and her kind of friend from the Force sort of thing, who were kind of putting this operation together kind of stealthily behind like everybody's back in regards to law enforcement and stuff. So it feels like, you know, each episode there's like a real sense of threat that's going on here, that, you know, things could go terribly wrong, and they're kind of scratching to kind of keep the facade going, sort of thing, that Reacher is, you know, he's not a plant, sort of thing. So they all have to kind of work together to make that happen. And there's loads of action, great action here as well. And the final two episodes are really, well, I mean, all the episodes are good, but the final couple are explosive, and the final episode is, it gives you what you've been looking for the whole season, and that's that confrontation between him and Paulie, that huge giant. Doesn't disappoint. I was really excited to see it. You know, David and Goliath stuff, if you like, and you wouldn't think that Reacher would be the David in this situation, but it's a brilliant sequence, and it kept you on the edge of your seat. The final episode, the rest of the season, it was thrilling stuff, well made. I really liked Anthony Michael Hall as well as Zachary Beck. A very nuanced performance by him, because initially you just see him as a generic bad guy. It was a bit like last season when you saw Robert Patrick. Part of me kind of rolled my eyes and think, oh, Robert Patrick's a bad guy again. And then when I saw Anthony Michael Hall playing this bad guy, it was a bit like that same feeling I had with Robert Patrick in the last season. But I was wrong. It turned out he was a much more layered and interesting character. And he had a lot more to give in this season, in actual fact, than just being a generic bad guy. He's actually a loving father, and he's really just trying to survive, sort of thing. So there's some great moments in this. The pilot episode with the Russian roulette, Russian roulette makes an appearance later in the season as well. Great action scenes, great fight scenes. You get your usual Reacher one-liners. You get great chemistry between Reacher and Duffy, who's obviously his love interest this time round. She's a very similar character as well to who we had in the first season, obviously. Conklin. God, I couldn't remember her name there. Willa Fitzgerald. Quite similar in their character and that sort of thing. She doesn't take no crap from nobody. She backchats Reacher. She gives him plenty to think about, and he respects her for that because she's so straight down the middle and honest. And obviously there is a romantic spark between them as well. So yeah, I had a brilliant time with this season. The only disappointment for me is that I couldn't binge watch it, and we had to kind of wait after the first 3 episodes for the next ones every week. Please, Amazon, can we have them all at once so that I can binge watch them next time? Because it's almost torturous having to wait for 1 episode a week. But yeah, absolutely loved it. Strongly recommend it. If especially this day and age, you wouldn't think a TV show that has such like a masculine lead as in regards to Reacher, everything they tells us that this character shouldn't work this day and age. But it clearly does, absolutely does, because everybody who watches this show loves it and eats it up. It's brilliant. And yeah, if you haven't seen Reacher, check it out on Amazon. Start with season 1. You won't be disappointed if you like old school action and a really memorable show. You will definitely enjoy your time with this. So yeah, roll on season 4. Really looking forward to it. So yeah, I'm interested to see which book they're going to make into season 4. Give me your thoughts in the comments below, and I will see you on the next review for the channel.